welcome to the Puck Drops Here podcast. I'm your host, John Crawford, along with my brother Howie, here for episode number 40.
40.
40. We are on episode 40 now. And we are now at the point where we have back-to-back Game 7s coming up this weekend.
Yes.
Wow. Amazing. So how you been this week? I hadn't talked to you that much this week.
This week's been hell.
I've gotten a lot of like pages and pages of text. When you send me a text of the story, it doesn't come like all in order. It comes like all jumbled up. So I'm having to piece the puzzle together to read it.
You know, I've had texts like that too, and I don't understand why it does that.
Yeah, it happens to Haley all the time too. But so I was trying to piece together the story, but then before we went on, you kind of explained some of that to me. So yeah, it sounds like you're having fun at work.
Idiots.
Mostly with communique between employees.
Well, not just communicate, but people lacking knowledge and common sense.
But you get that wherever you work, you know?
No, not like I have here. I have never in my life dealt with anything like I have here.
And then I understand your son had an incident, which, you know, I remember the one I had last year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Brendan had a wild animal encounter.
Yes, with the same animal I did.
Yes, he had. He was. I don't know if you call it driving or riding.
Yeah.
One of those segways.
Yeah.
And he had a run-in with a raccoon. he unfortunately ran over the raccoon.
Nice.
Which caused him to crash his Segway, breaking his watch and destroying his key ring and his house key. And
that's funny.
I think his ego.
Right, and then after showing me the watch and the key and the thing the key was on, the carabiner,
yeah,
all bent up, he must have been moving.
He had to. I mean, I don't know how fast.
I don't know how fast it's going, but he has to have been moving to bend that stuff the way it.
Well, he says once he went down from where the Segway stopped and where he stopped, he continued sliding at least 10 feet.
so he was moving pretty good.
He was going pretty good.
Yeah. And
apparently the raccoon ended up with probably some broken ribs and a messed up back. And
nice. And what about Brent? Did he have any scrapes or bruises?
From what he says, he just has a large bruise on his ass. And what the part that is really disappointing is that it was just off camera from.
Oh yeah, that's too bad. Because mine was caught all on camera and played back several times.
They said on his camera they see him zip by, but it was like just off the camera.
Right, that's too bad.
Which I would have loved to have seen it. 'Cause I told him I would have put it up on the website.
Oh yeah, that would have been great.
Yeah, that would be sweet to see.
Yeah, mine was all caught on camera. It was pretty funny. So hockey news, Howie. Do we have any hockey news? The only hockey news I have just came out just a little while ago. and that was that the schedule for the Stanley Cup has come out, and Game 1 will be on June 3rd.
Correct. Yeah, that's the only news that, really, it's been quiet.
Right. Other than also out there was Dan Bilsma meeting with the Sabres for his second consecutive day. So we don't know what's happening there.
Yeah.
And then we have what has been turning into some great conference final hockey. Both series going to Game 7 this weekend. First one is on Friday night, right? Tampa Bay, New York is on Friday, and then the other.
That's tonight.
I thought it was Friday and Saturday.
That's tonight. Tonight and tomorrow.
No.
Yeah.
Nope. I'm sorry, Howie, but no. It's on Friday night at 8 p.m. I'm doing it. Friday night at 8 p.m. is Tampa Bay and New York Rangers, and then Saturday is Chicago and Anaheim. I'm looking at the schedule right now.
Oh, yeah. Crap.
Yeah. So, yeah. Game 7s. Did you ever think that Tampa Bay would have gone this far with the New York Rangers?
Yeah.
I think they're the biggest surprise to me. I did not.
No, Tampa's been good all season long. It's just, I'm not surprised.
I am a little surprised. I am surprised that Tampa Bay's just been playing amazing. Because Lundqvist, the Rangers have been playing their game. But Tampa Bay has figured them out, I think.
I don't know. It goes back and forth. Just based on looking at the scores, it's just they'll play really, really tight one game, and then
it'll be a blowout the next. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. And man, Tampa Bay. I don't know how we could see Tampa Bay move on to the Stanley Cup. Which I know that's what you want.
It's right? Very likely. Which I would prefer to see that. Because I would like to watch the Stanley Cup this year.
Well, how about New York Rangers and Chicago Stanley Cup? Wouldn't that be a good Stanley Cup?
That'd be fine. As long as Anaheim's not in there, I'm fine. I hate New York, but not like it's not on that same passionate level as Anaheim.
So what about a Tampa Bay and Anaheim?
I'd watch it, but it would be tough.
So Rangers and Anaheim is a no-no. That one's the worst.
Yeah, that's just I'll probably look at the scores and that's about it.
Okay. How about a Rangers Chicago?
That I'd watch.
And Tampa Bay and Chicago you'd watch.
That I'd watch, yeah.
Yeah. It's just that Rangers Anaheim is not going to work for you.
No.
But you'd have to watch it. You'd have to watch it. Yeah.
I'll check in.
I'll check in.
I'll check in.
Yeah, you'll watch it.
Because I couldn't even tell you, even right now with the Anaheim Chicago series, I couldn't even tell you how many minutes I've watched. Probably less than one period.
Really?
Yeah.
Of the Chicago Anaheim series?
Mm-hmm.
Really? That's been one of the best ones, though. That has been a great series, and I know you saw the headbutt game.
Yeah.
Well, how much?
I think that's probably the longest of the series. That's the longest game I've watched.
What about Game 4?
And that one I didn't even start watching until the overtime started.
Oh, did you see Game 4?
That was on a Saturday. I don't recall if I did, because part of it too is the games are conflicting with my work schedule.
Right, I got you. Yeah.
I might have caught the end of that one towards the end.
Because if you missed any of those, you were missing some really good hockey, man. Exciting hockey.
I mean, I know Anaheim's good, but I can't watch them.
You at least go back and watch the condensed version, don't you?
Yeah, I'll skim through that.
I'll skim through it.
I mean, it depends on part of it too. Depends on if it's a game Anaheim won. No, I don't care. If they lost, yeah, I'll watch. I'll watch it. I'll watch the breakdown.
Oh wow, wow!
I mean, my dream season for Anaheim would be to see them go 0-82-0. Kind of like my dream season for the Dodgers would be 162 or 64 games, something like that. Yeah, I'd like to see that.
Not win a game.
Yeah, that'd be sweet. And I still refuse to watch a basketball game.
Yeah.
I won't do it. The day I start watching basketball is when there's a shutout.
Mm-hmm.
And the only time that would be happen if it was versus Vista View Elementary.
And when they add goaltenders.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I'd rather watch some guy mowing his lawn.
All right, let's talk a little bit about the Chicago Anaheim series. Then we just did.
And that's my breakdown.
And that's my breakdown of that series. I don't watch it unless Chicago wins. This is going to be the shortest show in podcast history.
Now, there's a guy at work, he'll come in and he's like, hey, Anaheim won. I was like, screw you.
Well, that'll wrap it up today. Hey, did you see the games? No, not if Anaheim won.
No, but let me break down that World Team Tennis matchup though for you.
What's the latest on World Team Tennis, Howie? What's the latest going on?
We're looking at still July for the start of the season.
That's good. What are there? Is there anything new going on with any of the teams?
No, there's no World Team Tennis news at the moment. No.
Okay. Is Billie Jean doing all right? And
as far as I know, yeah.
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 That's good. Well, at least we can get some World Team Tennis news out of this show.
Well, unless Anaheim gets a team, then it's done.
If Anaheim gets a team, this thing's over with.
I got to find a new sport. I got to find a sport where there's no California teams.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you do have the, what do they call now? The Dreamers?
Yeah, Sacramento Dream.
The Dream. Yeah, that's our new team in the World Team Tennis. The Sacramento Dream. And they took the place of somebody in Texas, or I can't remember who it was.
Yeah, they didn't take over. They moved. That was
that's what I meant. That's what I meant.
The Texas Wild.
The Texas Wild. So 4 people moved to California.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, Texas moved to California.
Oh wait, I'm sorry. It's 5 people because there's 4 on a team and a coach. Isn't that right?
Yeah,
2
yeah, and there
men, 2 women.
and I can't figure out what their mascot would be. I guess they could.
The
Well,
Sandman. The
it
Sandman.
could be. Well, it could be Freddy Krueger too.
I don't know anything about Freddy Krueger.
He's the guy that
I know who he is. I just don't know anything about
he
him.
shows up in their dreams or something.
Oh, really? I don't know.
So you
I
get
never
him.
watch those stupid things.
It's better than Anaheim Duck Hockey.
Hey, Howie, they're in the Stanley Cup. I mean, they're in the conference finals. They're here at Game 7.
Yeah, I know.
And they look really good, although they didn't last night, and that was awesome to see. But that has been a great series to watch. You need to be watching those games. You need to watch Game 7. You have to watch Game 7, Howie.
Yeah. I mean, I'll see how
Okay,
it
but
goes.
if Anaheim goes ahead, I'm not turning it
Yeah,
off.
and then I'll go back to whatever I'm doing. Watching
man.
1950s educational films.
Yeah. Johnny ripping up his stepmom's couch with a pocket knife.
Boy with a knife.
Oh God.
Yeah, I mean, if Chicago pulls ahead, I'll tune in.
All right. So tell me this then, Howie. Of both of those series, which I know you haven't seen, how much of the Tampa Bay Rangers series have you seen?
That one I've probably seen about half of it.
Really?
Yeah.
Is that just because of work or?
Yeah.
Okay. Because that's been really good too. Tampa Bay's been
well,
amazing.
part of it, I mean, with all the crap that's been going at work too, I haven't really had a chance.
So
you can see anything.
All right. So this show is pretty much worthless today. We're just going to talk about whatever we want to talk about.
Yeah.
Oh man. All right. So we did not give any of our listeners any information. Is there anything new that you can give our listeners? New information about these Game 7s that are coming up.
I can tell you this, and this is based on last year's stats also.
Okay.
For Game 7 of the Tampa Bay at New York Rangers,
the
Rangers will be wearing blue.
Okay. That's good.
It's a lock.
It's a lock. Okay.
Now, the Game 7 between Tampa Bay and New York, I mean,
How do you think this one's going to end up?
This one will be interesting because only of the 6 games they've played so far, only twice has a home team won. The road team has been dominating this series. So right now it's leaning more towards Tampa Bay.
Yeah.
So
Although
it'll be interesting. And the Chicago Anaheim one.
But you got to give something to New York for just home ice, right?
Right. And Anaheim so far for the whole playoff series, Anaheim's only lost 1 game at home.
Right.
So that one, Anaheim's got the edge on that.
Yeah. But anything can happen in a Game 7.
Yeah. Which I think part for Game 7 with Anaheim, I think a big part of it will be it being Game 7 in a conference final. I think a lot of the pressure is going to be on Anderson.
Yeah.
Because this is his first Game 7 in this situation. Because I believe he did play I believe he played Game 7 last year against the Kings. Because that went 7 games, didn't it?
I believe it did.
Because I think Kings were down 3. Yeah, because the Kings were down 3-1.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I don't remember if Anderson or Gibson was in the net.
I don't remember for that Game 7. We can go back and look,
but even that, I mean, that was only a second round. That was a second round series.
Right.
But you're talking that next step to the cup. I think more is going to be on Anderson, where Crawford's he's been there, done that.
Yeah, but Crawford can be up and down, and that's if he has a good game.
Yeah.
If he has a good game, they can. They seem to rally around him.
Yeah.
When he plays well, everybody else plays well.
Yeah, and I think that same pressure will be on Bishop too for Tampa Bay.
Oh yeah, big game for Bishop, and he's been kind of all the goaltenders in both of these series have been up and down. You don't know what you're going to get.
Yeah, no one's been consistently solid.
No. And that goes not only for the goaltenders, but the offenses and the defenses.
Yeah, the goaltending's been about as consistent as my viewership.
Yeah. So, there you go. And what about on the other side? What about Tampa Bay and or what about the Rangers, Lundqvist?
Well, the same with Crawford. He's been there. I mean, I'd give the advantage far more to Lundqvist more than anything else. But
I don't give it to Lundqvist. I give it to the Rangers just for home ice, and that is it. But if Tampa Bay plays well,
yeah. But then you got to look at that series stats too. Only twice in these 6 games has a home team won home ice.
Right. And the other thing,
the Rangers haven't done it since Game 1.
Right. And the other thing with both of these series is just because you score first or early,
doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter. Because it seems like the second period is like, isn't that where all the goals have been being scored?
Third.
Well, in last night's game, though, that was second period. Those 3 goals and... Oh, yeah, you weren't watching.
Well, the Tampa Bay Ranger game, the last one, Rangers scored 5 in the third.
Yeah. A lot of goals, man.
So they were down 3-2 going into the third period.
Yeah. So it'll be interesting. So tomorrow night, hey, Howie, at 8 o'clock on NBC Sports Network will be Tampa Bay Rangers game. That's on Friday, and then that's Game 7. And then Game 7 for the Chicago-Anaheim series will be on Saturday at 8 p.m. on NBC. So, so the next time we get together, we will be talking Stanley Cup hockey.
Because what day is the third on?
Well, Saturday's the 30th.
Wednesday.
Yeah.
So next Wednesday it starts.
Yeah. So we'll have Game 1 in the bank when we come back. So with that, Howie, I think we're going to wrap it up here. Thank you all for listening to our show, although we didn't give you any information today. Howie hasn't watched any of the games.
That's my bad.
Check out our website at www.thepuckdropshere.com. Go to our podcast page, and you can find all our links to our podcast there, and our YouTube videos are there also, our past YouTube videos, along with our current one. And send us an email. Check us out on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. Send us a like there. We appreciate y'all downloading and listening to our stuff, and we will catch you all next week with the Stanley Cup. Until then, enjoy the games, Howie. And hey, look, there's Chart. Chart is on the set. Chart, where have you been? Chart, where have you been?
He's been in exile.
Yeah, he's back. Chart is back. Wow. Wow, I've missed Chart. Where has he been?
Yeah, I know. I got it.
Yeah, I know.
I schedule me.
All right. So we'll talk to you all next week. Enjoy the games. We'll see you then. We bid you all adieu.
Пока.